It's Jasmine, also known as the Realtor Robinson. Very exciting day today. I have a dear friend here, Daniel from Dawkins Development Group in New York. Actually New York, Atlanta, and Dallas. And Daniel reached out to me, interested in the Tampa St. Pete market. And so I'm gonna give him a little tour of the city today. I'm gonna show you around, teach you a little bit about Tampa. We're gonna talk a little bit about his ideas and his vision for the Tampa St. Pete area. And we're gonna have a great time today, so stay tuned. I thought that I would start you off in Tampa in the most historic spot. This is the Columbia. The Columbia is a Spanish restaurant. Actually, some fun tips about the Columbia. It is the oldest Spanish restaurant, not only here in Tampa, but in the nation, in the US. And also, it is the largest Spanish restaurant in the world. It can seat 1,200 people. So this restaurant has been here for a while, very legendary. We are currently in Ybor City, okay? So Ybor is known as Cigar City. Back in the 1800s, early 1900s, some Spaniards and Cubans came here for the cigar industry, and they kind of planted in this area. So it's very historic. It's known for its nightlife. So at nighttime, definitely have a lot of nightclubs, bars, restaurants. So very known for out-of-towners to come and hang out. It's kind of like the mini New Orleans of Tampa.
So Jazz, what is this building right here? 1927, it looks like it's abandoned.
It is. So I actually don't know what the purpose of the building was prior to, but I do know there are several historic buildings in this area that do need rehabbing or do need some type of attention. A lot of them were like private business owners. That's kind of what the strip was, a lot of small business owners.
Gotcha.
And so they are trying to bring some life back to Ybor. I mean, outside of just nightlife, but small businesses to kind of return to this area as well.
I get it. So for the most part, that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, to take a look at it and, you know, put a stamp on it, you know?
Exactly. The Spaniard that came here, that kind of came as and populated this area, his last name was Ybor.
Gotcha.
So that's where the Ybor City came from.
So even though you mentioned Ybor, is this still considered Tampa?
Yes, this
so this is the
Tampa.
area within Tampa.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And so Tampa is Hillsborough County.
Gotcha.
Right, one of the largest counties in the west side of Florida. So it's Hillsborough, Pinellas, St. Petersburg is Pinellas, are two of the major ones. Over here, I wanted to show, this was an old coffee mill, and they're now renovating these and trying to make them into commercial spaces. So that's why I was saying there's an opportunity to take historic buildings and reno them and then bring in new business.
And basically, you can see the nightlife, because considering what's already here and seeing what's left, you know.
Exactly. And so I want to say that I think the community is really trying to encourage small business, and although they love the nightlife because we are a tourist town, that's one of the major things about Tampa, is it's a tourist area, but they do want us to have small businesses come back to the community as well.
This area itself, you think this area would be pretty cool for like us to open up like a design studio?
Oh yeah.
So we can actually have clients and investors come in and see models of some of the homes and stuff that we plan on building down here?
Yes, and even if not here, over in St. Petersburg, we have an art district.
Gotcha.
So there is definitely the need for that. Yes, I can see that for sure.
1930.
Yes.
What'd that say, the 7th groove?
The 7th groove.
Man.
1930. So that's what I was saying. A lot of the buildings here are definitely historical or have been updated but have some original structure. So there are also a lot of breweries in the Tampa and St. Petersburg area. This is definitely a lot of craft beer locations, a lot of signature drink, cocktail drink type locations, specialties. And when we get over to St. Petersburg, you'll even see that there's a lot more of like small business restaurants, like family owned, or just not a lot of franchise. You don't have like a lot of like Red Lobster and things of those things. You have unique kind of custom restaurants, which are really nice when we get over there. I wanted to share murals with you. Being that you're from New York, I know that in New York they have a lot of wall art. Do you love graffiti? Do you love murals? How do you feel about them?
Yeah, it's just part of the landscape of life. You know, we grow up seeing it. You know, from some places they may think that it is an art, but for a New Yorker, it's just part of the landscape.
Yeah,
you know?
right. So that's another thing that I love about Tampa, and even more so even St. Pete. They're a mural city. They support murals, and St. Pete, they actually have over 100 murals throughout the city. So they support art, they support artists. So I do love that about this. This is a great one.
And then if you look at the artist, he signed it. It says NYC.
Yeah.
So who did the mural is from New York.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And he's the person that you probably need to get in touch with.
Okay.
And he's on vacation until like the second week in October.
Got it. I see his email address, so I'll shoot him an email.
All right, that's a good idea.
Because we're going to be doing some developing in the area, and I just happen to see the sign, so we can't build without an architect, right?
Right, Daniel.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've been in business a long time.
Okay.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Thank
All right,
you.
nice to meet you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Take care. What exactly is the industry here? Like, what's the...
So, like I was mentioning earlier, the industries is tourism, and then also financial. There are a lot of big banks here. I would say maritime, which is boating, marina, and then of course the Tampa Bay port.
Gotcha.
So the port brings in billions of dollars or over $1 billion. It's a lot of cruise liners come through there, a lot of freight. You know, when you have international freight that support all of our consumers, they come through the Port of Tampa. How convenient is that? Look at the sign, the Port of Tampa.
Because it's definitely something driving people here, because, you know, this Tampa and St. Pete area is actually on the list of fastest growing cities.
Definitely could not come to Tampa without coming to the Raymond James Stadium, home of the Buccaneers. Go Bucks! So I wanted to bring you out because it's important for you to know that Tampa is a sports team or a sports city. Football, hockey, baseball, they're all over it. The people that live here are loyal fans. They go hard for the Bucks, for the Lightning. So I just thought it was appropriate for me to bring you to the stadium.
And that's all the parking, everybody park on the grass across the street over there?
All the parking in the grass.
Gotcha.
And actually it's known that the housing community, I was talking about tailgating, that the housing community that lived around it, they used to use parking as their supplement income. And at one point they were trying to get rid of that, and the communities that surrounded, they fought really hard, because for many years that helped them keep their homes and support their families, the parking during the football season. So yes, this is Raymond James, home of the Bucks. Are you a Bucks fan?
Well, I'm not really a sports guy. I watch it enough to entertain myself and to watch it, but if you was to ask me who's who and why is what, then I wouldn't be able to tell you. But you know what? I'm a good sportsman.
Good.
I have my beer, I sit with the guys, and we enjoy
You sound like
ourselves,
me,
you know?
because that's me too. I'm always here for the entertainment. And we're now entering into the home of the Lightning.
Home of the Lightning?
Yeah.
Meaning this
Lightning
is...
Bolts, the hockey team.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because last night a lightning bolt struck right out of nowhere when I was on my balcony in a hotel. So I'm about to say, well, is that what's normally expected?
Well, it's funny. I'm about to do another shameless plug because our video guy, Dylan, shout out to Dylan, he loves filming lightning and storms and stuff. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
I was on a balcony, and I was just looking out my balcony, and everybody was just out there swimming and things of that nature. Then a lady came out on her balcony, and I was like, hey, how you doing? The balcony was so close. And I was like, hey, we looking at each other like, man, we are really that close, because both our balconies were like right there. I turned around, I just seen a flash. I said, I know that lady ain't just take a picture of me. I turned back around just to walk out, and then next you know, I just heard boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh wow, that's lightning. You know, it's almost like the lightning came. I didn't see it because my back was turned, and then next you know, I heard a big, like a combust sound.
Well, sounds like the hockey team.
And then 10 minutes later, it started pouring down raining, and it looked like this. The sun was out.
Yeah. So yeah, we do have what we call 20-minute storms. So, you know, it rains for about 20 minutes and then the sun comes back out. Welcome to the Sunshine State. This is Sparkman's Wharf, a great eatery place. It supports the university here, so I love this map. It kind of explains what's going on, what they had, the concept. They wanted to have the trolley system.
Gotcha.
So they got a trolley system that kind of takes you through this area. Then they gave you like eating. So there's a lot of like food truck kind of concepts. They're stationary food trucks, but you get a different variety of food. Then they have a lawn area, and then towards the back they have like what is it called, cornhole, and they got like a park space, and then it sits on the bay, so you get to watch the ships come in. This is the bay side. You have
I see the ships and stuff over there now, so the ships, when they come in, they got access to get off and walk into this area.
Yes. So one of the things that I love, and this is a great tip for everybody, is there's actually a ferry that goes from St. Petersburg to Tampa, and this is in walking distance of the Amelia Stadium. So you could take a ferry over, get something to eat, go watch the lightning, and then take the ferry back to St. Petersburg.
So this type of water here is not where you will find alligators, right? Alligators normally wouldn't swim in this kind of water, right?
Well, I would say no, because there's too much motion in this water. That's probably what it is. It's still the bay, so there's still alligators in the bay, but because of the boats and all the how they stir it up, they probably wouldn't. Alligators like more still water.
More swampy stuff, right?
Quiet things. But there are a lot of places like where you I forgot what they're called right now when you put your boats in. They have like little docks, public docks. The word's not coming to me now, but you can kind of like, that's how you could enter into the water. They hang out there a lot out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You've been asking about alligators. You want to see an alligator?
Well, one thing I will experience, not this trip, I do want to go into the Everglades.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with nature, so I want to go in there, but I just want to make sure I'm not walking around nobody's yard or anything, because I've been seeing on the news lately, alligators is walking up and down the street in Florida.
Yeah, that does happen.
Go rehabbing houses, we ain't cut all the bushes down yet, and there's an alligator in the backyard, you know?
One of the reasons why I thought we should stop here is, one, the USF campus is very close by, and they have a very well-known health department. So lots of nurses and doctors come out of this area. And then like we talked about earlier, this being the cargo, the bay. So essentially, a big part of this trip was for you to kind of explore your idea of flip these bricks. So like I said earlier when we talked, you mentioned your vision about it. And so I kind of want you to give a little explanation, kind of talk about it in some, and kind of let the people know like what are your thoughts and how Tampa, St. Pete area could be a part of it.
Gotcha. Well, you know, Flip These Bricks is a global business network that we're creating. It's several different components, you know, overall to the organization. One of the main key components of the funding source is investments, you know, buying and selling property, you know, going into different areas throughout the country, and also creating group economics by joint venturing multiple people together on deals, and not necessarily to eliminate the bank, but at the same time it cuts back on interest because it allows individuals to get into investment opportunities without having to have so much capital. We can bring 2 or 3 people together, and then we can, you know, start revitalizing some of the, you know, some of the areas in the communities and things of that nature and stuff like that. So I started looking at Florida because, for instance, Tampa is one of the cities that there's a lot of things happening, a lot of people moving into the city. So I wanted to come down here and check it out. I know Jazzy's been down here for some time, and we've been always in communication. So I wanted to come down personally myself to put my hand on it, to walk it, to feel it, and kind of understand the market. So when I go back to the team and to investors that we're currently doing business in other areas, we can find us a new market that we can actually get into.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I always express that I like working with investors. I love development. I'm currently partnered with another construction company. Shout out to Phil's Home Construction out of St. Pete. And I've just been diving in and learning more about the building process. And I love management. I love project management. So when you kind of came to me and said that you were looking for some hands on the ground, I was very excited and also honored that you considered me. So
Gotcha.
very good.
Yeah, it's definitely a great market, you know, and a good thing, you know, you are connected with construction company here because we're looking for, you know, a local construction company that we can actually partner with and joint venture with and things of that nature. Because, you know, for the most part, I want my company to eventually, you know, be here in Florida.
I also want to bring to attention, because it's one of the things that I love about you, or that you're not afraid to share information. You're not afraid to teach and share your knowledge and what you've experienced. So I know that you've mentioned about Flip These Bricks Academy, teaching young men and developing young men and women in the construction industry and their trade and learning trades. So,
and that's one of the key components. Like Flip These Bricks was born into me having a passion for the youth. And, you know, I came from Job Corps.
yeah.
You know, I started out in Job Corps and, you know, just learning carpentry, working for myself, starting my own business. And I taught so many people to trade, not necessarily knowing that I was setting their futures up, because of course I can't take full credit of what they're doing on their own.
Right.
But I know a handful of people that I just offered the opportunity, and to me, they were helping me build a home or remodel a home, so we was helping each other. But when I sit back now and look at it, some of them are electricians, some of them are HVAC guys, you know, some of them are concrete guys, you know, and really successful. So now it's almost like I want to take the time to kind of give that back.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So that's why I created this program, so we can not only teach the youth, but teach them also how to have a business in it.
Yeah,
You know,
I love that.
take them at 18 years old and, you know, teach them what an LLC is about. You
Yeah.
know, teach them flooring and let them become a flooring contractor.
I love
You know,
that.
and then the trades are so broken up because everybody adapts to different things. That's why you got electricians, plumbers, and HVAC and carpenters. Some people might not take to certain things, but, you know, whatever trade they decide to go in, they could definitely make a business out of it. And if they decide they don't want to be in business, they can always feed their families for the rest of their lives. Flip These Bricks is creating that network to where no matter what you need in life, you should be able to chime in, send a message, and it should be able to reach any individual within that organization in any state. In a matter of minutes, we should be having a reply back for what you need.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we create in that Flip These Bricks. You know, the foundation of the real estate market, that's just one component of it. You know, we just here to connect and find a way that, you know, we can work together, we can earn income together, you know, create generational wealth and have something that we can leave back for the children at the same time, you know, networking and rebuilding the community.
At the end of the day, I want you to kind of let the people know, like, where are you vibing? Do you think you're going to be on the Tampa side, or do you think you're going to be on the St. Pete side? You know, so later on we'll kind of get that, figure out where you're vibing at, what you're feeling.
Okay.
All right, so we'll let the people know. All right, guys, see you after lunch.